When faced with a complicated situation, the first step is to start with the big picture. Think of it like a puzzle. You wouldn't dive into the details without first seeing the image on the box, right? So, take a moment to outline the overarching theme or issue. What's the main problem? What are the key elements involved? This gives your audience a framework to understand the complexity that follows. Once you have that big picture in mind, it's time to break it down step by step. This is where clarity becomes crucial. Instead of overwhelming your audience with all the details at once, guide them through the situation in manageable chunks. For instance, if you're explaining a complex project at work, start with the objectives, then move on to the resources needed, and finally, discuss the timeline. Each step should build on the previous one, creating a logical flow that makes it easier for your audience to follow along. As you break it down, don't forget to include important details. These are the facts, figures, and examples that add depth to your explanation. They help to illustrate your points and make the situation more relatable. For example, if you're discussing a new policy, share specific statistics or anecdotes that highlight its impact. This not only engages your audience, but also reinforces your message, making it more memorable. Now, as you approach the conclusion of your explanation, aim for clarity. Summarize the key points you've covered, reinforcing the main message you want your audience to take away. This is your chance to tie everything together. You might say something like, so, to recap, we started with the main issue, broke it down into manageable steps, and highlighted the important details. Now, you should have a clearer understanding of the situation. Finally, encourage questions or discussions. This invites your audience to engage with the content and clarifies any lingering uncertainties. Remember, the goal is not just to explain, but to ensure that your audience walks away with a solid grasp of the situation. By following these steps, starting with the big picture, breaking it down, including important details, and concluding with clarity, you can effectively communicate even the most complicated situations.